I am Jim Surace. This is the Grind Spiritual Sunday. The topic today revolves around the question, do you really know people when you meet them? Do you really know people when you encounter them? And I suppose that question would lead to a further question, which is, do you really want to know them? So many times when I talk to our people here, our agents, our leaders, I talk about engaging people, caring about people, serving people. And typically when I speak on that topic, it's not just when they're out in the field or when engaging with people would potentially benefit them. It has to be a 24/7 mission. Because if you only do it when it has a potential benefit to you, then that's kind of a selfish motive. And when you have a selfish motive, there's just something inside you that tells you that. And so it's hard to have a belief in that, a belief in what you're doing. And if you don't have a full 100% belief in what you're doing, then you don't have the passion to make things happen that wouldn't normally happen unless you had passion. To me, belief is a precursor to having passion. And passion moves you to greater levels that you have not yet traversed in. So let's talk about that, engaging people. Throughout the day, so many of us, be it if you go to a store, a gas station, a restaurant, whatever, there's people that serve us. But so many times that we just see these people within the limits of their occupation. In other words, if we're buying a pack of gum, the clerk that's ringing up our pack of gum in the store, we just see them as someone who is getting us our gum, and we're exchanging money, and then we're off and about and on our way. If we're buying a pair of shoes in a shoe store, this sales clerk, is just helping us with the pair of shoes. We don't often see them as a person, as someone that I could potentially impact, speak to in a way that imparts in their life. Sometimes I could speak something to somebody that would literally change the trajectory of their life in a positive way. But how about the reverse of that? How about these people also speaking into our lives? Maybe there's somebody that we encounter and we see them occupationally, but there's somebody that may have insight or discernment or a gift that can help us, maybe even with something that we're currently toiling with, something, maybe a decision that we're trying to make, a direction that we're deciding whether we should go in or not. It was some years ago. I deal with a lot of Christian leaders, not only locally here, but across the nation. I love gathering leaders together and through various meetings and philanthropic organizations that we're involved in. But so anyway, I brought some leaders in, actually some people from a local church that were a prayer team, a very prophetic prayer team. Prophetic meaning that they have a gift of prophecy, meaning that the Lord would download things to them about somebody that they perhaps never even met. And pretty much they could meet you and like read your mail. They could speak things to you because the Lord is releasing things to them to speak to you, to impact you in a positive way. And I had these prophetic people in, and our people were lined up to see them. Some never ever had anybody laying hand on them to pray for them before. This is like a first time. But I got so many remarks and comments back about what these people spoke to them. It's like, how did they know that about me? How did they speak to me about a direction or a decision I was thinking about or something that was happening to me at the moment? And literally, they were touched and changed by someone else who had a gift. Now, all those people I brought in, they had other occupations. They worked as clerks, as shoe salespeople, as restaurant servers, as a flight attendant, and so forth. But how many times do we encounter these people and we don't seek to see them as people that God created, God's children, that God breathed gifts in them that can impact our life? How many times do we not endeavor ingratiate ourselves with them, to engage with them in a way that might be mutually beneficial, or one way or the other. In order to truly be able to serve people and to have a mission that would seek to change lives, to impact people, to impart things to them, to change their lives, we have to become 24/7 people, 360, 24/7, where whoever the Lord allows to cross our path, that we think of them as somebody that can help us, or we can help them. And so many times there's opportunities that we've had to do that, that maybe we've got distracted or attracted, and the Lord had something for that moment, but we didn't treat that moment with a sense of sacredness. So I guess my challenge to you today is, see every person that you meet, regardless of how you meet them or what the purpose of it is, but see it as a moment that perhaps the Lord himself arranged in order to do amazing things. I often, before I meet with people in my office, not often, probably all the time, I ask the Lord to pour into me what this person needs. And I just say to the Lord, what I have for this person is probably very little and probably boring. But what you have for them, Lord, your eyes have always been upon them. You know their intimate moments. You know what they need exactly right now. I need you, Lord, to give me what they need. And if we would pray that way every day before we get out there in the world, miracles will happen. That's the word for today. May the Lord bless you and keep you. May his face shine upon you. May the Lord impart to you a sense of hunger for him in his heart, because his heart is truly to serve the people, to love his children, to make sure that they have the most abundant life. In Jesus' name.